And I can remember, being younger and, going somewhere to the bigger city. I'm from a small town, and we go to the big city and I see the woman in the hijab and I just automatically, I had thought, praying 5 times a day sounds like a lot. In my mind, you look at this and you think, it's not about, this religion does this religion. There can be good and bad in every religion, and there is. As far as the people are people. There's going to be good people, there's going to be bad people. Some of those people will be Muslim, some will be Christian, some will be Jew. It's just the way that it goes.
Selamat datang di Rukun Podcast.
Can you tell us the story when you first know about Islam?
Okay, I was in America at the time, and I had spent quite a few years of just not being happy in general, being kind of just depressed and withdrawn from, not have a lot of friends and not go out a lot, and just wasn't happy in my heart. And I had studied on the internet different religions. I looked at Buddhism, which I had actually looked at a little bit when I was in Thailand. I had learned a little about Buddhism when I was there. Of course, Christianity, growing up, I knew about. And I joined these different forums and would just ask questions. What are your thoughts about this? What are your thoughts about this? And every time the questions that I would post to an Islamic forum, I would get the answers that I agreed with. The answers that I thought, hey, this makes sense. I understand this. So there was a point to where at the time I just basically spoke to God and I said, please help me, put me on the right direction where I need to go with my life. And just with that simple request, within 2 weeks' time, I was in Indonesia. No plans, no. Really, Allah just put me on the right path. And all I had to do was ask. I just asked one time. And then everything. So since then, my life been much better, happily married, have friends, have groups. It's an unbelievable difference.
Alhamdulillah. Mr. Bryan, is there any difficulty when you first being a Mualaf?
That's I had thought when I first started looking at being a Muslim, I had thought, praying 5 times a day sounds like a lot. In my mind, you look at this and you think, that sounds like an awful lot. And so I kind of expected, getting into the, praying 5 times a day would be difficult. But I found I was happy to do it. I was ready, and every time ready, and as a matter of fact, back before COVID, every time I pray, I go to the masjid, straight and
Subuh also?
Yes, and I enjoy it, I was never a drinker, so alcohol wasn't a problem. I ate a lot of pork before, but I've not had any problems, with that. So Allah has blessed me to make easy for me, and I can just say if you're looking to become a Muslim, that things are not difficult, things are not hard. You just have to think about, okay, I need to do this, I need to do this. And it's very simple. The rules are very plain and clear, and they're not unreasonable. So you just have to, get the mindset that, okay, this is how I'm going to live my life. And it's that easy. It really is.
Is there any of your friends or family that question your decision in being a Muslim?
Alhamdulillah, I've been lucky. My friends have accepted it very easily, actually, which I'm a little surprised. I figured especially being from the southern U.S., that especially with the media portrayal and everything, there's just so many negative things said, about Islam in the media and things like that. And I actually thought it was going to be a little harder than it actually was, but no problems with friends or family. Nobody has changed their, they haven't moved and not given me their new address or anything. Everybody's in touch. I do have a cousin that asked me some questions in detail, more than everyone else, and was interested to learn. Was interested to, what is, and the what is the truth about this? This is what we hear. This is what the media says. What is the truth? Is this really the way it is? And those kinds of questions. And I was really happy to have somebody, just take an honest, open look and not just, no, you're wrong. It's good to see that, and inshallah, more and more people can be open and look, even if you, like me, older, when you find Islam, it's never too late. It's never too late. So if you have, any questions, or if you have anything you need to learn, then now's the time to do it. Do it and move forward. And there'll be friends, from everywhere that will support you, and your family, inshallah, will support you. So I've been very lucky with that. So.
How about the news about Islam in your previous country?
It's bad, especially things are starting to get better and be a little more accurate. But for the longest time, Islam got a very bad reputation. Every time there was a bombing or anything like that, just automatically, that was those terrorists. That was kind of high, and that was an attitude, that if you didn't know any better, that you actually believed. You thought, they say it must be true. All the Muslims are terrorists. It's on the news all the time. And so if you don't know any better, and if you don't actually listen to the news and listen to other things and do research, then you can easily believe those kinds of things.
So how about you?
Well, probably when I was younger, yes, I believe those things, because that's all I knew, and I didn't bother to research any further. I didn't bother to learn or ask questions. And I can remember, being younger and, going somewhere to the bigger city. I'm from a small town, and we go to the big city, and I see the woman in the hijab, and I just automatically, because that's just how you were conditioned. And, as I got older, of course, I, started learning that's just, of course there have been some, terrorists that were, not really, I hate to say Muslim, because they have this twisted version of what the truth, what the Quran, what the Hadith say. Maybe they think they're the true Muslim, and they claim to be Muslim, but they're not following, the right path and the right thing. And it's easy. Just like there's other, terrorists that are Christians, white Christians that do. But it's not about, this religion does this religion. There can be good and bad in every religion, and there is. As far as the people are people. There's going to be good people. There's going to be bad people. Some of those people will be Muslim. Some will be Christian. Some will be Jew. It's just the way that it goes. And I hope that now, as things are starting to get better, people will actually look for the real message in Islam, the real what does the Quran actually say, and understand it, not just a translation, but understand, okay, this is what it says. This is why it says it this way. This is what, and go to those extra steps and not just take something at face value, not just look at it and say, okay, yeah, I know that. No, you don't. You need to understand each one of these things and, just learn from the proper teacher, not just something you hear here, there, that somebody, learn from the proper teacher, learn from the proper source.
How many years you have learned about Islam?
3 years.
3 years.
3 years. And I'm still here. I have a lot to learn, but I have learned a lot. My attitude has changed a lot, and it's made a huge difference in my life.
What is the most wonderful thing that you have learned about Islam?
The most important thing I have learned is just how open and caring Muslim brothers and sisters are to each other. How easy it is to go anywhere and see another Muslim and have a connection with them, and have friendship, of Islam, and you can go, now I can go anywhere in the world and find, an Islamic brother or sister anywhere in the world, and it's just amazing at how there's a connection that I never felt with any other, kind of religion or group or anything, just, for example, being an American, you can go to another country and see another American. Maybe they'll say, hey, maybe they won't, if you're in trouble, maybe they'll help, maybe they won't. But, especially with the Indonesian people, I have just been so welcomed here as an outsider. And I've never felt like an outsider. I've been treated very well and very generously, and I just the fellowship is something that I think one of the best things about Islam is the fellowship.
Okay, Mr. Bryan, how about your first Ramadan experience?
My first Ramadan experience. This was another one of those things that I thought was going to be harder than it actually turned out to be. Actually, I think the first Ramadan was actually easier than the second, because the first one, you're kind of excited. This is all new to me, and the first week was okay, not hard. I'm thinking I can do this. The second week, okay, the steam start running out a little bit. And, you start thinking, ooh, this ain't as easy as I thought. But once you make it to the third week, then hey, I've only got 1 week left. So you're back. It's really that second week when you're right in the middle, But like I say, the first year, it wasn't bad. It was... like I said, I was just kind of excited, about all the new and the second year, of course, I'm still excited, but it just seems like, I don't remember being this hungry last year. So, and of course, I've, had actually my third Ramadan, and, I don't want to tell somebody that it's hard or it's easy. It's kind of what you make it. You can make it hard or you can make it easy. It's not that long, it's a month, and then plus, when you fast sunnah, it's not like you're going for 6 months without eating at all. I mean, fat people like me, it's a little harder, but we can do it.
Mr. Bryan, is there any message for Muslim young generation out there?
Sure. Number one, learn. No matter what age, even the youngsters, the older, need to be open to learn. You need to learn, from a qualified teacher. Learn from somebody that knows what they're telling you to do. Like I said earlier, Indonesia has all the resources. No matter what you need, there's a group here in Indonesia that can put you in the right direction. And You're never too young, you're never too old to learn. And don't let other people pressure you, oh, that's not cool, or, those kinds of things. Just follow your thoughts to put you in the right path, and ask for help to be on the right path. And we're all going to make mistakes. Nobody is perfect. People will make mistakes. Because you make one mistake doesn't mean you're not a good Muslim. Doesn't mean you're not a good person. You have to learn from those mistakes and try not to make the same mistake again. Try to get better and better and better. So for everybody here in Indonesia, the most important is, like I said, there's a group that can help you. Reach out and learn. Number one.
Selamat datang di Rukun Podcast.